What's up, fellow lords of gaming? So we're gonna jump into another episode of Marvel Future Revolution. Let's get into the weeds about what we're gonna be talking about here, which is basically the shop. So we had with the update, we had the Loki event, which I said I think overall like a 7 out of 10. There's some changes there I think players would enjoy if, like, you know, don't forget about the 6-star core that's available inside the lucky box. Don't forget about, you know, the crystals that are now included inside the shop event. But let's talk about the items that they added to the store, to the Marvel Mall. We know we can't get away from the Marvel Mall, and if you don't like hearing negative things, be prepared to hear some negative things, and this is probably just not for you. Just know that up front. So the Marvel Mall, let's talk about the Draw Festival events that they have going on. First and foremost, we still have this the costume festivals, but that's not part of this. So the Loki Festival is basically, they've added in Icarus and Vision as a companion festival. I'm not really positive who wants these characters for their skills. Icarus isn't a bad character overall. Vision is a decent enough PvP, I guess, related character for you to use. But I don't know who's necessarily wanting to have at those characters, especially where Hulk is still a companion that's available for you for the festival currently. So thank God there's some overlap, because I think the majority of players at this point understand you need to be driving towards getting Hulk. Like, Hulk is going to be a mandatory companion at this point to utilize inside Alliance Omega War or Dimensional Duels in Dark Zone. So now let's take a look at some of the consumables that are inside the shop. They added in 2 daily consumables. So you have the guide supply box, that's 100,000 gold, and they added training time tickets. I think this is nice. It's a cool ad that they have in there. Whether or not this becomes a daily thing instead of a timed event daily thing is the question. Now it's cool, but it's one of those cool things where it's like, I shouldn't be getting these, period. Like, you guys know how I feel about training grounds, and I don't feel so far off about the expedition guides. Like, I get it, you're just trying to incentivize purchase, play, and monetization for people to level up alternate characters. However, in this game, it's so much more than leveling up a character to just have an alt. It's so much more money involved and invested in, you know, creating another character and getting them up to a usable level, especially that 1.7 million in-game benchmark that they've now established with the new invasion. But nonetheless, it's a good thing that they've put them inside there, especially for gold instead of crystals, so you can collect those daily along with your daily alpha upgrade supply box. Inside your normal tokens, there's been nothing added, but the special tokens, they have added this the 4-star special costume selection box inside here. There's an 18-day rotation going on inside there for that. So the 5-star region costume selection box is also available, and then the premium costume box for 200. So you can do those as well inside there. You guys know how I feel about these tokens, because essentially what they've said is that a 4-star special costume is costing you 3,000 Omega tokens, and every 100 Omega tokens is $150. So consider that. I don't think there's going to be a lot of players in position to actually purchase these when the game is basically asking you for a premium costume box. They want you to have 200 tokens. That means you've spent at least $300 on the game. So now let's talk about the actual featured items that are in the shop. You've got the March 3-time crystal perks, and you can see here you're going to basically get about 5,000. I think it is 3,300 plus 1,650, so it's about 90. Yeah, I guess that's about 3,300 plus 1,000 is 43, so close to about 5,000 crystals, let's say. Now, they say that this is a 3 times value, and I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it again because it absolutely matters. But the fact of the matter is that inside this game, they have devalued your dollar. I'm going to say it until I don't care if you don't like hearing it. It's my channel. If you don't like hearing it, you can go to your channel, create what you do, but they have essentially devalued your dollar. You would not go anywhere in this world where you would accept the devaluation without some kind of, you know, upset. And it's like, if I go over to Europe and they've got a euro, the euro's worth more than a dollar, right? If I go over to Thailand or something like that, my dollar's worth more than the baht. If I go over to Japan, you know, or Nippon, you know, my dollar's worth more, or well, actually worth less. But there's an evaluation here, and basically at start point of the game, they have said that your dollar is worth less. And the sad part is they're saying that your dollar is basically 60 cents inside this game. That's if you start off with that logic and that understanding, what I'm saying to you becomes far more digestible for you to understand. If you are currently dealing with the world crisis, or you know, the events in the world, and you go to the gas pump, you're all pretty pissed off about having to pay that extra dollar right now, that extra, you know, 70 cents to a dollar for a gallon of gas, then you kind of understand the point, right? Is that we're talking about a dollar being worth less than that inside of a game. It's a artificial game. Meanwhile, these crystals, how you weight the value of them when everything that they are able to purchase is RNG, you know, meaning that you're not guaranteed anything for purchasing crystals in this game. It's one of the reasons why I joined on with the boycott MFR movement, because the shop is really bad. It's terrible. It's not a matter of just whether or not there's good deals. Let's be honest about something and talk about this, right? Is that essentially what we have right now is a game on a downwards trend, is downward trajectory from where it was in August to July and rolling into September before its official launch, where it was making about 18 to 30 million. Now we're seeing projected numbers where they're not making even $1 million a month on some of the platforms like Apple iOS. Go check out King's video for a breakdown on that. Even if you were to extrapolate and say maybe it was higher, that shows you something. I always say this when I have to deal with the blubbery whales, but it's a matter of, do you want 20 people, or you know, 1 million people to give you $20, or do you want 100 people to give you $200? The $200 sounds really nice, right? But if I collect $20 from 1 million people, it's obviously more. So turning down these prices so that way the accessibility is there for a lot of people to make purchases inside the shop would have far more benefit than you making price points that only a few people could actually take advantage of and trying to milk them. Because that's the difference of, I'll be honest, of why I see the boycott having some problem. We have blubbery whales who just pay in to the system just to pay in. No offense meant to anyone, but that's the truth of the matter here, is you have people just buying shit just to buy stuff. There's no value. Like if you go over and watch like Beast Mode Gaming or Cynic Alex or somebody like that in Marvel Future Fight, they're always talking about the value. Even a person like Seaton, who is a whale, is still always talking about value inside of the things that he purchases. So we're not really at a 3-time crystal perk here, because it's not, you don't get 3 times your value inside of here for these crystals. Especially when you look down here and you can see these bundles, or these the bundles that exist all the way over here. I think it is the normal bundles, these 10,000 crystal supply bundles, the 5,000 crystal supply bundles. So you can get 5,000 crystal supplies for $44 inside here. So you can see the difference in values versus the charge value inside here. So this value wouldn't necessarily be so bad at 5,000 crystals for $26.99, because it's basically 2 times the value is what you're getting, because you can go somewhere else in the shop and purchase it for less. It's being viewed as 3 times, because if you went to the charge section, you look at this and you're like, oh, well, I'm going to get 6,500 crystals, so that's 3 times the value of this. But that's not the case. It's terrible. It's terrible advertising. I hate to see these things. The March Crystal Charge Bundle for $26.99 is also available inside the shop, so you're getting about 3,300 crystals inside here for $26.99. So you kind of get to see how the lucky box is weighted there. And so basically, people who are able to purchase lucky supply boxes are going to have more chances at getting certain things and items that, you know, inside that shop, like the 2-star Thor or the 6-star core crystal. And so you can see that inside here. I don't know if I weight the lucky supply box that heavily, since there's so much RNG behind it and so low in value, but you get the 3,300 crystals. So I would say that these 2 packages would be good, but they're false advertisement in my opinion. Then we got the March Crystal Charge Bundle that's sitting here. So you can get about 5,400 crystals for $44.99 and the lucky box for 2 of them. Let me look at this objectionably and say that you're basically outright paying for the crystals at this point. So these events, if you were just looking at the crystal purchase of them, they're not necessarily bad. The Crystal Charge Bundle here, where you're getting about 9,000 crystals, I think it is 54. No, you're getting 1,100 crystals. 1,100 crystals. Yeah, 1,100 crystals, because 10,000, 6,000. So you're getting about 11,000 crystals for $89.99 with the lucky boxes times 4. So if you were to comparatively take them to deals that I actually find to be good inside here, where you compared those deals to these 10,000 crystal supply boxes at these prices, the 5,000 and the 3,000, which I think needs to become the shop standard, then I would say to you that those deals in the feature section up here in this front lineup are actually pretty decent. They're scalable, but let's not say that this is a 3 times value. Let's not say that this is a straight front value for what the shop should be. Should be paying $26.99 for 3,200 crystals or 3,300 crystals. I should be paying $26.99. Well, not the $26.99, but I should be paying $44.99 for the 5,400 crystals. I should be paying $89.99 for 10,000 to 1,100 crystals. Those are worth it. So these deals, in my opinion, are actually decent. They're good. I just don't like the false advertising of this upfront product right here. Now, the daily lucky bundle, daily lucky box bundle comes with 10 draw ticket supply boxes. So, you know, it's a variable rate of what you might get inside there, but it also comes with 1 lucky supply box. So this is the free to play, you know, variant that's there. If you could afford it, then you can afford it for 1,000 crystals. It's there. The companion selection relay bundle. This was the one that was the most interesting to me because I really wanted to point out something. So, okay, to wrap things up in here, good. If you want to have it, go ahead. Let's get to the companion selection relay bundle, and we'll end the video with this. So essentially what you have to do, relay bundles are something that's become a big thing where you have to pay something to get to the best reward. And you'll be able to see that here, where it's the 1 special companion, the 1-star special companion selection box. So there's a companion, special companion selection box, which is good. You pay 2,000 crystals in to get that, and then to get to the 2-star special companion selection box, you need to spend 4,000 crystals. So at this point, you're $6,000 crystals invested in order to get this 2-star special companion box. Right now, you are at a total of 12,000 crystals in order to get a 3-star special companion selection box. Now, pay attention to what I'm going to say here and why I find this shop to be somewhat disingenuous. What you're basically getting is an additional 30, 20, and 10 companion summon tickets. So essentially for 12,000 crystals, you're also getting 5 summon attempts at companions, right? And then you're going to get the companion upgrades, and you'll get a Omega companion shard box, but you're only getting 1 Omega companion shard box. I would have loved to see more Omega companion shard boxes, because your Omega companion shard box has ability for you to get additional special companions and some of the rare companions as well. Right now, you could end up with some of the common companions, but the deal is that these companion summon tickets are weighted based on your opinion. Mileage may vary because there's a shit ton of RNG. So I don't weight these into the equation because I'm spending 12,000 crystals to get 5 attempts at summoning. So 5 attempts at summoning is basically 10,000 crystals inside this game, right? So that's basically what you're getting. So it's 10,000 crystals. Now, let's look at the weighting of the 1-star special companion to the 2-star special companion and 3-star special companion. Now, if I was to select a 3-star companion because I wanted Hulk, well, great. Now I have Hulk, right? But does the 2-star and the 1-star allow me to select more Hulk shards and get to a 4-star? No, they don't. That's not enough shards in order for you to get to a 4-star Hulk. So that's where it becomes a little bit disingenuous, because if I'm going to start this, I'm going to start going into this and I'm going to get this 3-star special companion, more than likely I'm going to invest in that. But I'm not at a place where I would want to do that. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you're looking at the relay bundle and you're saying, this is the whale purchase. Nothing wrong with having whale purchases inside here, but is the value actually there? Because you could still end up with summoning five times for the companion summons and end up nil. So I think overall the shop updates here, I would say probably are, I'm going to go with maybe a 6 out of 10 inside the shop supply bundles, maybe 5 out of 10 realistically, because these bundles are decent. They're good in my opinion, because they line up with the measurables for what the bundles are that are, you know, seen as one-offs inside here, the monthly bundles, which I think needs to become the standard. If I would say anything to Netmarble, because I don't want to offer complaints without offering solutions, is that this shop model right here needs to go away. It needs to change. And essentially, when I purchase 100 crystals, 100 crystals should be equal to $1, not 60. You get where I get the math from here. $1 is equal to 60 crystals. You've devalued my dollar already, especially when you look at the curve of what you put in the shop, where you said 2,000 crystals is this. You know, this needs to change. Change this to the monthly supply bundles where $90 is equal to 10,000 crystals, or change it even if you want to $99.99, whatever. But these values should change, so that way they're more in line where $1 is equal to a crystal. So do with that what you want, as you may. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, peace.